shopping, go ahead and continue.
Absolutely huge. Now, we're going to give you a quick, we have like 2-3 minutes here, whatever this is.
Right.
I have the 1923 San Francisco Mint.
Okay.
Okay, so if you bought the 1922, here's the companion piece, 1923.
Okay.
Okay, here's 7 of these already gone because people are saying, yeah, I'll take the pair. And by the way, I don't have like the 24 and 25 coming out after this. So I have the 1922, I have the 1923 San Francisco Mint, as you can see right here. The SMint that you can see, you can just barely see it at the eagle's tail. Right above that is the little S, right? That's going to be right up there.
Okay.
Right up above that is where it's going to be.
Okay.
And so it's just an absolutely spectacular look. I'm gonna flip these around so you can see the obverse could be right at the eagle's tail. Little tiny, there's a itty bitty teeny tiny S right there. And that is the San Francisco Mint that you're going to have. So 1922S or 1923S is what we're gonna do. We're only giving you a couple of minutes on each one of these.
Okay.
Is what you're doing. Now, I have sold the 1922s and the 1923s in the past here, okay? I've sold the 1922s and the 1923s in the past here. At $59.95. What I've never been able to do is guarantee a San Francisco Mint. Okay, what I've never been able to do is guarantee a San Francisco Mint on any of these coins, and that's what we're doing. So it's SMint Uncirculated, and so this is a pretty special opportunity for you, going very, very quickly. 25 or so of these gone in just a minute or so. I'm only going to give you 2 minutes on these. So you have the 22, you have the 23. Remember, these are 100% original. They're not reprinted, restruck, or redone in any way, shape, or form. Look at that beautiful original luster that's on each and every one of these coins.
Oh, beautiful.
Look at that reverse. Done to commemorate the end of World War I.
Wow.
First made in 1921. But there's that SMint. If you look right above there, see that little tiny S?
Yeah.
Right above the eagle's tail, right on the rim, there's an itty bitty teeny tiny S. And that's how we know the San Francisco Mint put that there. The Philadelphia Mint put no mint mark there. And then there's also a Denver Mint there occasionally. The rarest of the bunch, though, however, absolutely positively is the San Francisco Mint. And that's what you're going to get with
And I'll tell you, a lot of you are getting the pair. A lot of you are getting the pair. If you got 22, a lot of you have already called in to get 1923. If you haven't yet, while you're on the phone or while you're on hsn.com,